Are you frustrated that your employees don't collaborate with each other, especially across teams? In this video, I'm going to give you 3 things to look at that might account for why people throughout your organization don't collaborate with each other. Hi, I'm Beth Strathman. Welcome to my channel where I offer common sense leadership solutions so simple and wise your employees will practically lead themselves. On my channel, I offer a wide variety of leadership strategies and techniques. So if you're new here, please subscribe. Okay, so you might notice that maybe within teams people get along, do a good job collaborating, but across functions within your organization, people don't work so well together or keep each other informed. So let's look at a couple of reasons that could account for that. First of all, look at the way that you structure those teams. How are your departments and divisions structured? You know, sometimes organizations get so very siloed where there's just a department over here with their line of report, and over here there's another one, and maybe the executives come together and meet on a regular basis, but for some reason employees in those various silos don't often communicate with each other or check with each other to see what they're working on, just to make sure that there's not some overlap or some implications for other areas of the company. Other things that could be going on is that people might be in matrixed relationships. A matrix reporting relationship is where an individual actually reports to 2 different people. One of them is the primary person, but for example, an accounting person might report to a business unit leader and to the CFO in the company. So they have to account to both of those people, and sometimes that's kind of a hard place to be. So it's hard to get the cooperation between, for example, the business unit and accounting. I mean, the idea is that that individual in the middle is supposed to make it better, and oftentimes it just makes it uncomfortable for the person in the middle because they don't really have the power to do anything. So look at the structure. How are you structuring your departments, your company in general? How are you structuring reporting relationships? Also look at, what opportunities are you creating either at the executive level or otherwise for those different functions to keep abreast of what's going on and to look out for possible implications throughout the company of their work. Okay, so that's one thing. Another thing to look at is maybe your company overly emphasizes technical skills. You might be in a technical industry, for example, or a company that hires technical people like engineers. And in those cases, the technical skills are highly prized, and they should be. At the same time, if you're lacking collaboration, it's probably because the soft skills are not as prevalent or valued in your company. So look at what you're maybe unintentionally putting out there as far as how you value communication skills, working together, teamwork skills, those kinds of things, because you may again be unintentionally reinforcing just the technical skills that people need rather than the collaborative skills. And finally, going back to sort of related to how you structure your company, sometimes those different functions can get at cross purposes with each other because they're sort of incentivized differently. So if you're working on a couple of different initiatives in your company, maybe one initiative is to increase quality of your product or service, and another initiative calls for producing your product or providing your service faster, so increased speed might be another initiative that you're working on. And those 2 initiatives you really have to coordinate carefully, because one area of the company is going to have mostly the responsibility for the quality issue, production, and manufacturing, for example, and so whoever's providing the service. And so they're going to be looking at really increasing quality, which could slow down whatever your work is that you provide to your customers. But another area will be more interested in the speeding up of providing that service. So for example, the sales team, they want to go out there and sell and get people out there and sending out the product, shipping the product, or providing the service as soon as possible to keep customers happy. So depending on what your initiatives are and how you've set up your lag and lead measures and how you've incentivized the employees, you could have unintentionally created sort of a conflict because you're asking one area of the company to kind of undo the work of the other area of the company as they're both trying to meet their goals. So I guess in conclusion, it just really means that fostering more collaboration is really a leadership skill that's important for you to make sure that you're paying attention to and fostering in yourself. So be sure to look at the structure of your company, make sure that you're not overemphasizing those technical skills to the detriment of soft skills, and also look at how you're incentivizing different areas of the company to produce the work and meet the goals that you've set for everyone. When you use collaboration wisely, ironically, it actually will make your company more competitive. So let me know if you've ever seen this tug of war, competition, collaboration, if you've seen different teams working at cross purposes, if you're heavily siloed, where something's going on where you're not encouraging more collaboration throughout the company. Let me know, leave a comment below. Also, like, subscribe, and share. So when you do subscribe, make sure you click the bell so you do get notifications of when I upload my latest videos, usually on Tuesdays. And until next time, this is Beth Strathman with Common Sense Leadership Solutions, so simple and wise, your employees will practically lead themselves.